Unfortunately, if you want to call them people, and I don't consider them people, all the disgusting child molesters in my life, that's what they are. In my opinion, that's the worst crime that you could commit. I mean, you know, let alone, raping an adult. You're raping a child to fuck them up for life, basically. Now, I recently called a child molester and I left a message, but I did not mean that message whatsoever. I'm like, thinking of all the child molesters in my life, they all had great lives. Every last one of them. I mean, not much better than my life, okay? Much, much, much better than my life. I'm just like, I wish I take those words back. I could never be a child molester. I would kill myself before I would child molest a kid. Okay, there's no way I could harm another human being. It's not in me. But these disgusting entities, I don't even call them creatures. I consider entities. Well, I mean, I guess, I don't know, entity. To me, it's evil. Evil entity. It's just like, they can't ever feel bad. And they don't. Because they're that crazy. Being in their delusion. They are that super crazy that they believe all of their lies. Okay. And the one that I recently left a message to said that I harmed my son. And my son laughed at him. But that, doesn't matter. Does not matter to the privileged, way privileged, above privileged narcissist. They're privileged. They do whatever they want, say whatever they want, and they don't even remember half the lies that they say. But, it's just like the original lie. They're super delusional, so they can't feel bad. None of the child molesters in my life, of course not feel bad about child molesters. No, because they lie to themselves about it, and being in such delusion about it, they lie to themselves. And therefore, it didn't ever happen. I mean, you live in a sick, sick, sick world. And they happen to be, in my opinion, the craziest people. Can you get any more crazier? Can you get any more crazier than child molesters? They just do it. They're sick. And there is no helping them out. There's real ones that went to jail, and that's very, very few. But less than 1% that ever made it to jail. Like, one of them, at least, that I heard a story of, is probably true. They didn't want to come out. And they let the child molester, right? He's like, I don't want to come out. Let me stay here because I'm just going to child molest again. Like, wow. That's the only child molester that I like, okay? The truthful one. Well, if you let me out, I'm just going to do it again. But it's hard to child molest, when they have the opportunity, they will. And they all have the same jobs, right? The bus person, the janitor, the teacher, really sick Sunday school teacher, you wouldn't think them. And there you go. This world's sick, man. This world is really, really super, super sick. I did not mean that at all. I'm just like, I'm so frustrated that I have nothing. I can try. I'm doing my best. I saw a stupid infomercial, probably an hour long, just on and on and on. How you can get water out of the air from the military. Okay, fine. Fine. They have far, way above technology that you don't know about. And the military figured some technology out. What the hell do you put together that gets water out of the air? Some type of vacuum? I mean, whatever. It probably works. They didn't. It wasn't such a good job. Maybe it was a lie. I mean, it doesn't really seem possible. God, this world is so messed up. It is. I mean, if you're going to really help out a person, you're going to really help them out. And there's too many victims that really need helped out. And to me, homelessness is the worst crime that was ever committed, not the homeless people themselves. The society and the community that calls them to be homeless. Oh, the society and community didn't do anything. Yes, she did. You cannot provide these helpless, vulnerable, desperate people anywhere else to live. Well, they're all drug addicts and drunks. Okay. Why don't you set up a building where you can't drink or do drugs? How about that? How about setting up a building where you can't do that? Huh? How about setting up... I mean, no one's real. You know, why isn't there a real church that does that? Huh? It's not too hard. Figure out if somebody's doing drugs or not. I don't know, that people don't do their jobs in shelters. You know, so check on the people, like, yeah, do everything. On their phone. They're not looking. They don't care. There could be a system where you could actually, just give a person a place to live, and that's all they need. Give them a simple job to do. And you can make sure that they're not on drugs. Simple. It could be a simple little process. This world's so complicated with all its bullshit. There's nowhere for the homeless to go. And, they just want the homeless to die. That's a crime right there. The people who want the homeless to die. The churches who don't do one thing about the homeless. Well, they can go to the shelters. The shelters are full. Well, that's not our responsibility. Well, I thought it was supposed to be, you're supposed to be God, like, for God, and God is supposed to be all-loving, and an all-loving God would help out a homeless person. Oh, well, there's no room. Well, why can't you make room? Why can't, well, we're not gonna, no. No, if I can't make money off the homeless, then, no, I can't help them out. No. And that's why you live in hell. Because nobody does anything for the victim. And homeless people are definitely victims to society. There should be no homeless. And it's just going to get a hell of a lot worse in 1 month's time. What the hell? It's going to get a hell of a lot worse. And like, what? I'm so sad. I never had anybody to look out for me and have my back and, care. I never had anybody to care to really help me out. I had in my life were mainly child molesters. That's disgusting. A horrifying life. God. I pledge allegiance to the child molester because I'm forced to. Sick. That's my unfortunate reality. Disgusting. It really is. Nothing's done. They've got the worst crime in the world. And they make out homeless people to be criminals. Like, what the fuck? How can they be a criminal? They didn't do anything. Oh, but the people who are the worst of the worst of the worst, thieves, child molesters, so what? Satan's world, right? Evil reigns. Let all the thieves go and steal and do whatever they want. This is this world that you live in, where there's a blind eye to all the thieves and all the sexual perverts. That's the world that you live in. It's disgusting. Too disgusting to think about, and for even a second. Yeah, it ruins my day. It ruins everybody's day, so they just don't think about it. Yeah, but it's there. And people just don't think about it. You know? Just not dealt with. This world's awful. We live in a really, really, really awful, awful world. There's no real help for, there's so many empty souls that are disgusting, and they just leech off of you. I will bring up religion. They happen to be worse than the empty atheist, an empty atheist soul, I guess. I mean, I don't want to say that because my children are atheists, and they don't seem to be soulless. This world is totally insane. But why it says, the only Revelation verse that I love is, I'd rather you be hot or cold, but because you're lukewarm, I will spit you out of my mouth. And that's the crazy, religious who harshly judge, like a homeless person. And I went to a church when my kids were small. And it was a fake born-again church. And I tithed there, and then they're like, when I called for help, they're like, no, you're not on the books like that. I called before, 20 years. Like, I called way back. My kids are 27 now. I went when they were 3 and 5. I called within the 15 range when I did tithe, and but I guess people tithe with envelopes or checks or something like that. Yeah, I just gave money, and I said no. I gave you $5 that I was given to by child molesters. I gave, I didn't have any money but my government check, and I gave you $5 every 2 weeks. Because I thought, oh, God's going to bless me. Yeah, right. Tithing's a joke. Give to the fake born-again church. But not all of them. I don't know. I don't know one real church. That's sad. I do not know one real church. I do not. At all. Because a real church would rise and actually help out homeless people. I don't know any. I really don't. So why, in Revelation's the best verse, I'll spit you out of my mouth because you're lukewarm. Okay, that would be the fake, manipulating, lying, narcissistic, and that could be the religious people judging you harshly. I mean, the atheist is cool, because the atheist doesn't have a judgment on you. Okay, well, unless it's child molestation or rape. Well, that's wrong, but I can't do anything about it anyway. Alright. The religious crowd will judge you harshly. What are you doing wrong? Well, you must have provoked your abuser to make your abuser attack you. It's all your fault. What did you do wrong? You're not cooperating, being abused to death. What are you doing wrong? This is what I dealt with. Religious insanity. Judging harshly on a victim. They don't give a fuck about the victim. I do that because, I hate religious assholes. They don't give a fuck about the victim. They're sick. I really say, like, do you care if I was child molested or my children were child molested? I don't give a fuck. You know. Sick. I don't be a church now. Bulldoze down your church. Why is it even standing? You care about a poor homeless person or, a poor lady that was raped in the street? Like, not here, not where I am, and I don't know anywhere in the United States where anyone cares at all. Period. They don't. Everybody's a liar and shit. But all I gotta say is, God loves, I'd rather you be hot like a real Jesus person or cold like an atheist. But because you're lukewarm, I will spit you out of my mouth. Why? Because they judge harshly. Oh, well, you're attacked. It must be something that you did. You must admit, you must have provoked the child molester abuser to attack you. You it's all your fault. It's you. It's all you. God, what a negative fucking what a negative video. It's just the truth. This world's way too sad. Oh, you want fresh water that you can get out of the desert? The fuck? I don't know. Who knows if it's real or not? I don't know. They have the technology today. I don't know. Can they somehow get CERN to the electrical power of CERN that was turned off recently? I don't know if they turned it back on. The electric power of CERN to go through the electrical waves in the air to go to a little tiny portable, what the fuck, to get water out of the air, vacuum the little water from the air into a machine. They didn't give you any information at all in that infomercial. What a fucking waste. And then this other commercial. What a fucking waste. Yeah. No information at all. Just blah, blah, blah. And maybe the shit I'm saying is blah, blah, blah. You can't do anything about it. All the hell that I mentioned. Child molesters. You can't do anything about it. They don't do anything about child molesters. Like, you can't. I guess there's too many. Well, in my life... Whatever. Where's LaToya Jackson when I need her the most? She was unfortunately harmed really bad by her daddy, Joe Jackson. But you live in this horrific world where child molesters are honored. What a sick world. Because of Satan's world. You live on Satan dams to hell, the sin-cursed earth, where evil child molesters reign like Joe Jackson. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. Disgusting. I should just erase this. It's so bad. This one's really bad. It's just too negative. It's the truth, but the truth is bad. No one wants to hear the truth. The hell? No one wants to know the truth. It's too bad.